So when you think about India's tech scene, what comes to mind? Probably software, right? But something else is brewing, a different kind of revolution. This one is built on steel, on circuits, and on some serious artificial intelligence. We're about to dive into the data behind India's sudden, explosive rise as a global robotics powerhouse.
And look, we're not talking about some slow, steady climb here. This is an explosion. The number of industrial robots actually working in India has more than doubled in just 5 years. We're talking an all-time high of over 33,000. Growth like that, well, that signals a massive shift in how an entire country builds things.
54%. Just let that number sink in for a second. That's the record-breaking growth in new robot installations in just 1 year, 2022. That single leap was so huge, it rocketed India right into the world's top 10 for the very first time. The momentum is just undeniable.
So you gotta ask, right? What is behind all this? What's fueling this incredible boom? Well, it turns out it's not just one thing. It's this powerful mix of super ambitious startups, huge demand for manufacturing, and a very, very deliberate push from the government.
Okay, so let's really dig into the scale of this revolution. The numbers themselves tell a really powerful story about where India is right now, and more importantly, where it's headed.
All right, let's put a number on it. As of 2021, India had over 33,000 industrial robots up and running. Now, you might hear that and think, well, that's not as much as some other countries. But hold on. Remember that 54% growth rate we just talked about? This base is expanding at a crazy fast pace, and it's laying the foundation for everything that's coming next. Numbers are great, but they don't tell the whole story. Who are the people, the companies, actually building these incredible machines? Let's meet the innovators, the startups that are the real engine driving this whole robotic revolution.
Okay, first up, let's talk about a real giant in this space, Addverb Technologies. If you've ever seen those videos of massive, futuristic warehouses and wondered how companies like Amazon get things done so fast, well, there's a good chance Addverb's robots are the answer. These guys are the masters of automation.
And the scale here? It's just staggering. I mean, they run India's biggest robotics factory. We're talking a capacity of 100,000 robots a year. Their client list reads like a who's who. Amazon, Coca-Cola, PepsiCo. They've already automated over 500 warehouses around the globe. And to top it all off, they've got the backing of one of India's largest companies, Reliance Industries. This is the real deal, a world-class player.
But this whole scene goes way deeper than just moving boxes in a warehouse. You've got these incredible startups tackling really fundamental problems from totally different angles. Take CynLr and Cosine. CynLr is all about a super complex software problem, basically teaching robots how to see like we do. And then you have Cosine, coming at it from the hardware side, trying to make the essential parts of a robot way, way cheaper.
So let's zoom in on CynLr for a second. Their big breakthrough is something they call visual object intelligence. What does that mean in plain English? Well, they basically cracked the code on how to get a robot to pick up and handle an object it's never, ever seen before. This is like the holy grail for factories, you know? Especially for really tricky assembly line work.
And then you have Cosine Robotics, started by a couple of ex-Google engineers. Their whole mission is to make robotics available to everyone. They looked around and said, you know what the biggest roadblock is? The cost of the actuators, the joints of the robot. So they went back to the drawing board and redesigned them, and get this, they slashed the cost by 70%. 70. That's a total game changer.
Okay, so all of this innovation, the cheaper parts, the smarter vision, it's all leading to the ultimate goal, right? Humanoid robots. And even here, you see these two really cool, distinct approaches. On one hand, you've got Invento Robotics. They're building practical robots like Mitra that you could actually see working in a bank or a hospital today. But then you have Muks Robotics, and they are aiming for the stars, literally. They're developing these super advanced, autonomous humanoids for complex jobs here on Earth and even for space.
Now, this amazing startup scene didn't just pop up out of nowhere. It's actually being carefully supported by a pretty big government plan. So let's zoom out and take a look at the national strategy that's pouring fuel on this fire.
All right, so where are all these thousands of robots actually being put to work? Well, no surprise, the auto industry is the big one, taking up about 31%. But here's what I find really interesting. The biggest slice of the pie, at 36%, is just other. What that tells you is this isn't just about building cars anymore. Automation is spreading like wildfire into electronics, plastics, chemicals, you name it.
And the government's plan to boost all this is really smart and has three main parts. First, they're offering up cash incentives to get companies to build critical robot parts, like those actuators and sensors we were just talking about, right there in India. Second, they're directly funding startup competitions to solve major national challenges. And third, they're building this massive national data platform to help everyone speed up their AI and robot learning. It's a full-court press for self-reliance.
So, you take the insane growth, you add in these brilliant innovators, and you top it off with a strategic government push, and it all points to one thing: a long-term goal to turn India into a genuine robotics nation.
And if you want to understand just how massive the potential here is, you have to look at this comparison. In the auto sector, which is their most automated industry, India has about 148 robots for every 10,000 workers. Now compare that to a place like China or Japan, where it's over 1,500. That huge gap, that's not a weakness. That is an absolutely gigantic runway for growth. There is so much room to expand.
You know, nothing really sums up the ambition here better than this quote from Dr. Mukesh Bangar, the founder of Muks Robotics. He said, "We are developing fully autonomous humanoids for Earth and beyond." I mean, come on. This isn't just about making factories a little more efficient. This is about shooting for the moon, about building technology for the future of all of us.
So when you put it all together, the explosive growth, the groundbreaking innovators solving everything from sight to cost, and this huge national strategy, it really boils down to one big, exciting question. With all this incredible momentum, could India's next great leap forward be a robotic one?